with these albums. Yeah, that's definitely how they. I feel like they dropped in that way. Like this Veterans of Peace, like Mulan was very much. They just like came from the same stream, but also like it's completely separate. Yeah, like but yeah, like you said, none of these projects will have to like mean the same.
Yeah, we were just talking about how, you know, Dolphin Boy Records, as of what's today, January 23rd, 2025.
Yeah.
Dolphin Boy Records and the CEO are, just for accountability purposes, really making sure that we're, you know, at a phase where like not everything we create or do is serving the purpose of doing everything and accomplishing and saying everything, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times having that sort of rationale or belief, really all it does, the real purpose and function of keeping that is to stagnate, right? Like to actually just stop us from like moving forward on things we could be doing, we could be creating.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I see that a lot. Like watching and collaborating with you, like I think that's a beautiful sort of mantra. Is that like you're coming in as a CEO, and like when you get these new artists that kind of want to come through this channel, you know, just taking that pause and saying like, that's what this is. I'm the CEO, and the whole point and access of me existing is to act as a mirror, more so. Like when an artist says, hi, I have a new project, they're not asking your permission. They're telling you like, I have a new expression. And then your whole thing is like, word, I am the reflection of that. Affirmed, yes. I agree. You probably know exactly what you want to say.
And that's why I feel like they can come. It's like they can come like through a channel of like Dolphin Boy Records or these different expressions. But yeah, they are like completely sovereign, just separate artists that I feel like have.
They're valid.
Yeah.
And they have something complete to say, you know, or complete to express, or want to attempt it to like make that completeness.
Yeah.
And so it's really good though, just so that you're not in that tackling, because it's rare that you're ever engaging with like you actually like, it's never in that extremity of like you policing anything by any means, but it's more just about like, I don't want to, there's no real need for a filtration. It's just because then it would suppress the way that music actually flows.
Yeah.
Which really would be more like a stream if we didn't have so much like control of time, control of releases, control of the media. Because here's the thing about downloads. If you were psychic, you would know like the thing is like when a download comes in, you're not, it's of the now. It's about the present, you know? And so when we deal with like sort of mainstream media controlling when stuff is happening and never really giving us stuff in real time, like, you know, if someone does a distasteful like campaign or shoot or brand deal at an inappropriate time, right? Like some disaster happened and someone's flexing some luxury, and it's like, this is bad taste. Then people always say like, oh yeah, this wasn't filmed in real time, and I was like, yeah, and that's the problem, is that you're out of sync, right? That there's always going to be this and that going on, and we'll never be able to be fully present listening to you talk about maybe the hard work in attaining a luxury, but never actually being able to honor that, because it's just foul, you know, depending on like, you know, what
you just start, it doesn't even feel
the
successful.
dogs agree.
You feel guilt.
Right, exactly. But that all just comes, I think, exactly. But yeah, I just wanted to take some time, because we were literally just sitting on the patio, and it's just such a perfect time to capture. And I'll probably share this live in time because it just feels needed. But we were just talking about how Dolphin Boy Records and Tethered Studios, I just think it's a good time to kind of share our conversation and share where the businesses are at, you know, ahead of the tour, ahead of the year that we have coming, and just talk about where Batshit Crazy has brought us, and like, you know, the story that we're telling and the exposure and the traction that I think we're expecting, because that story exists. And we were just sitting here talking about like what the story is. You know, and kind of, again, there's, you know, with your journalists, with your storytellers, with their subjects, the subject relationship, like you just want to make sure, for me, I don't even try to keep it cute, you know, I try to keep it honest. I try to just keep it transparent, you know. I don't really care too much in terms of like my directing, like whether you know, I just don't think you don't need to feel like I'm a fucking bozo, and you definitely don't need to feel like I'm not trying to tell the truth in the moment, you know, because you don't need me to tell your story. That's what you are. You're the subject of the story. It's getting told, you know. 444. I just want to make sure everybody is consensual and moves to a space where like the discomfort we may see on screen, you know, in these moments. Do you hear these girls? As I stop. Oh my god. They're being petty as fuck. So anyways, but do you get what I'm saying? So we're talking about the story. We're talking about, you know, the through line here really being, you know, this very culturally specific phenomena happening, you know, amongst a sort of Central American diaspora, and this concept of migration and the reasons for movement, you know, and the motivations behind our movement. And I think that's really what Batshit Crazy is about, because I think it exposes that in all of the characters that are present, omnipresent, or just like theoretically there because they're staging the concept. Like, we don't really tell the story of abuse like, I'm gonna re-show you all the abuse on the screen. We just show you the love of the situation. If there was any to be extracted, and if there wasn't, you probably missed that memory, like it's not shown. And in that way, I feel like it's docu-fictional, you know, where it's like everything is actually like raw, exactly as raw as this is. But at the same time, the way that it sequences together in the now moment is completely Spirit's way of like fictionalizing a more universal story, so that we're not so in the muck of, you know, what the weight of what we're specifically going through, you know, in terms of this sort of age of the Aquarian commitment filmmakers need to have to like unification, you know. And I think, you know, advanced storytelling comes with that ability, you know. If I have to tell a story of abuse, well, if abuse is objectively a bad thing that shouldn't be spread, then like, how do I tell it, you know? We see that right now in popularized movies that have like actually ended in very abusive physical, like the actors and directors are now like reporting the abuses of like, and that's what I mean. I just feel like you tell a fucking story about an abuse and you like just do that literally, and then it like literally makes a set, which is a real thing. I think people need to understand like actors are faking it, but the thing that the recreation of it is like real.
It's real.
Is like super real, and it's happening. And so if there's violence happening on a set, or if specifically, because like I work in, like I said, auto-ethnographic utensils, so like for me it's always going to be like documentary style, but for people that are really working on like making something fictional, it still can't be extracted from the reality. I mean, you're still watching, you know, the newest release through the take they actually took. Like somebody had to cut that film and like actually edit that into the final movie. So, you know, just know that it's all connected, you know. And sometimes I think one of the biggest themes for me in 2025 is like stories that we really didn't need to be told. Like I'm seeing more increasingly that there is a lot of poverty consciousness going through like Hollywood right now, you know, too much, a world of comparativeness and a world of there not being enough. Bred this kind of endemic place that I feel like there's really no value in Hollywood, and that's why there's like influencers that have outclouded like a fucking celebrity that's like goated 4 decades in the skin in the game, like been famous since like Will Smith was 18, now he's 50 something, 60 something, I don't know. And it's like now people can come in and like almost seismically match that legacy, and it's not even through physical like amount done, because it's not even possible. They'd be like a third of your age, but like they're just like optimizing in all these different ways. And I think again, when abundance mindset comes up against the poverty consciousness, it's just the poverty consciousness is going to feel defeated. It's going to flatline really quickly, because it's just like you can't compete, you don't have those resources, you know. And so recently I've been feeling like so much of the commentary with acting productions right now is about stories that I'm like, it looked like these two main actors, the only ones that wanted this story to be made. This story did not need to be made.
They're the only ones hashing it out.
Nobody else wanted this to happen. Like, I feel like I'm seeing increasingly actors getting desperate. Like, I see a lot of very deeply committed actors who, in my opinion, I watch films that are heinous. Like, I'm like, there's no in the world that I would let Dennis go, like, tell me that's just a job. And that the way I'm, like, having sex in the scene is, like, not real. I'm like, you literally did that in real life, and this is video evidence of it. Like, I think, like, you literally did that. Like,
you're like, yo, yeah, I'll come out.
I just feel like it's getting way too personal motives, you know? I'm not judging, you know? Exactly. I'm just saying, like, people are at a very personal motivation, but, like, the whole, like, taking my consciousness and the token of that is, like, cooked, I feel. But we're just going to have a very powerful week, and I just wanted to capture a little bit of our, what is today, Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
Early afternoon
23rd,
conversation and talk.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Just about where things are at. And the expansion that we've come into. But I just think it's a beautiful moment to mark that, like, me and Dennis are really in agreement about what story we're going to tell and how we're going to move forward. And I think it came from a lot of years of, like, writing it, experiencing it, understanding it, listening to it, talking to it, And then finally being in alignment to come forward and share it at this time and champion it and be sure of it and have enough self-powered stuff to like really keep it defined by what we've set it to be. So we're making a commitment right now to stay committed to the story, but also, really excited for...
Yeah, seriously. Wow, yeah, I completely, yeah. I agree with everything.
Also, plug what we're listening to right now.
The People's Coalition, Veterans of Peace. Yeah.
Out absolutely now.
Yeah.
On Dolphin Boy Records over on
DBR
Bandcamp.
33.
The 33rd release from the notoriously acclaimed Dolphin Boy Records.
But yeah, today's
You're looking at the founder, Dennis Egelinda II. You hear that? Toot, toot, toot.
Yeah.
They did it again. They're freaking out over the CEO, bro. Yeah, bro. So thanks for just capturing this moment. I'm just super excited that we have the utensils to catch how this wind is going to be blowing us in the coming year. It's so exciting.
Yeah, today's a special day. Just that the tour guide has been completely assembled. The 34th release just dropped.
Right.
I feel like
you're telling big news right now.
Yeah, but I am really right now. I feel like the new inspiration of how the singularity, like everything is like special. You know.
Everything takes full presence and is a whole experience in itself that we're doing at this time, and that's the way we're accomplishing like major feats.
Yeah, in this eternal sea of like connectedness. It's like nice the individualness, because I feel like that's where everything. Yeah, like you're saying with downloads, how fast things can come
exactly.
in.
And actually just it's more about preparing that stream, that peaceful stream, back to that poem that I wrote. But anywho, it's been beautiful.
It has, yeah.
You look amazing.
I love that.
Coming to you live from Wanda's house.
Yeah, from Round Rock.
Yeah, Round Rock, Texas, bro. We're in something there now, bro.
Yeah. I feel like right now.
We had snow like literally yesterday. I think it's favored. Like I feel like this is just like a favorite outcome. I think we're just in like the really right place at the right time for all this.
Yeah. I agree. Right place, right time.
All right, we'll be blessed and enjoy the blue.